Howdy folks, my name is Adam. I sometimes go by the Game Dog on the internet, and today I'm talking about something that might affect us and how we use the internet for decades to come. Frankly, I hope I'll never have to post this video, but with how things are going, I might need to in the very near future. Today I'd like to talk about a topic that's one of those things that not many people probably even consider that big of a deal. It's one of those laws that we sort of take for granted, so whenever it is brought under fire, many of us give it a cursory, well, we've had it for so long style remark. This topic is net neutrality, an internet law aimed to support the integrity of the internet. Those of you who have never heard of this before, it is defined as the principle that internet service providers, or ISPs as I'll call them, should enable access to all content and applications regardless of source and without favoring or blocking particular products or websites. This concept was originally thought up back in 2003, and it's a law that has slowly been making its way around to various countries. The very first of which to make it an official law was Chile. Since then, many countries such as Canada, Brazil, Singapore, the Netherlands, as well as many parts of Europe have also made it laws. Among this list of countries has actually been America. However, net neutrality has never been in unanimous favor here, and our current president, as of this time, has said in the past that he would like to reverse the law. By the way, I think this is a good time to mention that I'm actually writing this a day before his inauguration, just in case I need to post at a later date in an emergency. People often say that America doesn't need neutrality because we've done alright without it, so to say. I argue that these people who use this argument don't know the full story. You see, we didn't necessarily need net neutrality simply because large ISPs were sort of playing fair when it came to this sort of thing. I think some of them even agreed to respect the law even if it wasn't in place. However, in 2014, some of these very companies' honor to this law came into question when they proposed to a bill to the Federal Communications Commissions, the FCC as I'll call them, that would allow them to charge certain websites a fee if they were using too much bandwidth for their liking. I think Netflix was specifically the example here. They were so adamant to get this bill to pass that they even attempted to weasel one of their own lawyers into the top position at the FCC, a man named Tom Wheeler. This backfired for the ISPs, however, when Wheeler had a change of heart, and in early 2015, himself as well as the majority of the FCC voted net neutrality as national law. To cement this farther, Obama also decided to classify the internet as a utility, such as electric or oil. However, our current president, Donald Trump, is not a fan of net neutrality. The most comprehensible explanation I could find from his team was actually from Mike Pence, who deems net neutrality the Obamacare of the internet, which isn't a completely asinine way of looking at it. He believes that American internet should be tiered, similar to how some people can afford better quality food at the grocery store or better health care. Anyway, combine the fact that net neutrality is so new in America with the fact that Republicans are typically against government bodies dictating companies like this. Also, I believe these very ISPs have donated to the Trump campaign. All of this amounts to a presidency that could very easily reverse the net neutrality ruling if they want to go all in with the idea. And while there have been some genuine benefits in real-world examples to a world without net neutrality, but they are extremely few and far between, and in America's economy, they're simply not going to happen. Let me go ahead and tell you that for a lot of individuals and companies who rely on the internet, one of the worst fears is for the internet to turn into somewhat of a subscription service. Think of any site you commonly use. Now imagine if you had to pay your ISP a fee in order to so much as access the site. This would be a nightmare to the very concept of the internet. Not to mention that companies could block or slow down sites for more business-oriented reasons. An example Extra Credits used that I love is that NBC is owned by Comcast. Without net neutrality in place, there is nothing stopping them from, say, slowing down direct competitors like Netflix and Amazon Video in order to make their own services look more appealing. In fact, before net neutrality was national law, they literally were doing this. Or how about Google Fiber, a Google-owned ISP sweeping the nation right now? There would be nothing stopping them from throttling access to Yahoo Mail in order to make Gmail look better, or slowing down Twitch to make YouTube more appealing, or perhaps even blocking Facebook to all their customers so that they can only use Google+. If you want an even scarier example, this could lead to political censorship. Imagine if a trusted source were to discover something incredibly shady that a politician was doing. If one of these very politicians wanted to, they could have ISPs block those articles from even loading on their customers' browsers. Again, go back to the fact that some major ISPs have donated to the Trump campaign. By the way, these very practices are commonly used in dictatorships in order to cherry pick what citizens are allowed to see. These very instances could very soon become legal in America. Combine that with the fact that many of these big ISPs have what we call a regional monopoly right now. Now, remember when I said that many big parts of the world have mandated net neutrality? Well, ironically, some of those countries probably need those laws the least. There are many citizens in, say, Europe who have upwards of 6 ISPs to choose from. There's genuine competition there, and as a result, they have some of the fastest internet on Earth. In reality, America actually has some of the slowest and worst internet of any developed country in the world, and it's all because of regional monopolies. Many attribute our bad internet to the fact that we don't have enough internet lines down, although that's far from the truth. The real issue is that 70% of Americans have no more than 2 ISP options, and in most cases, both of them are literally on the top 10 worst companies in America list. The reason as to why this is has a very long and muddy history. Adam Ruins Everything explained it pretty well if you want to learn more, but regardless, this is the reason American internet is so bad. I have some cousins now in New Hampshire, for example, whose only ISP options is Comcast. If they want to charge them, say, $50 a month to so much as access their email, they don't have a choice. My family is kind of lucky that we found a local ISP called GWI, and by the way, if you live in the Maine area, definitely look into these guys. They are worth your business, but not everyone has these sorts of options, and that's why net neutrality is important in America. Regardless of what you think, it appears that the world at large is determined that net neutrality is the future as far as internet law is concerned. Maybe a week after Trump won the election, Canada said that on top of their net neutrality laws, they were planning to mandate a required minimum upload and download speed for all of their citizens. As they announced this, they warned Trump that they would be falling behind if they were to go through with this, very similar to how we'll be falling behind in, say, environmental initiatives. Additionally, Tim Berners-Lee, often credited with being the creator of the internet, is a supporter of net neutrality himself. Let that be a testament to how important is the integrity and how the internet is treated in the name of the law. Again, I'm writing this video before Trump takes office, and I hope I will never have to post this, but I will if it looks like our net neutrality is in danger. I urge you to please share this video. If anything I ever make were to go viral, I hope it would be something like an important PSA like this. Write and call your congressmen and representatives and tell them your opinions on this issue, because it appears that one of the most progressive laws in technological advancements is going to be reversed, and the internet might never be the same again.